Welcome to Love Language. In this episode, we will be covering how social media influences insecurities, having pure intentions before getting into a relationship, insecurities and intimacy, how communication and honesty alleviate insecurities, and embracing others' differences and your own to become your truest best self. Welcome back to Love Language. I am your host, Soul. Instagram, SOLBLOOM_ Soul Bloom _. And today I have a special guest with me, Ivory Cooper.
How's it going? I'm Ivory Cooper. Instagram at Coopster, C00PSTER. Here we are today. We're trying to get into this, right?
Yeah, and me and Ivory met at a Mailbox photo shoot.
Yeah, Mailbox, shout out. Definitely nice photo shoot. It has a good clothing line. And that's how we are today. That's how we got here today. So
yeah, and you guys probably can recognize him from one of my photos on my page.
Just a little something.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you can visit the page.
Yeah.
So let me know.
And let me tell you about that. Originally, that picture, it was like a group of us, like 4 of us in that picture.
Yeah.
And I was feeling some type of deep way because I write poetry underneath my photos. So I was feeling some type of deep way, and it just made sense to cut everyone else out of the picture and keep us 2 in that picture.
Yeah.
And I edited it my own way, and I was like, you know what, it set the tone for what I was trying to say at that point in time. So I used...
Makes it more personal, more relatable, more, romantic. And I feel you on that.
And just to look at our eyes and how it was, exactly. I was like, this is like... Damn, like, it's like betrayal, but also...
Check it out. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah. So this is the guy right here. This is the other model right here that I did that photo with and had that whole shoot with.
And shout out to the other models.
Yeah. And shout out to Coffee.
Everybody did what we had to do.
And there was another guy, too. I forgot his name, but we're going to shout you out. Joshua. Yes.
Joshua. I got you.
We're going to shout you out, too, Joshua, because that was a cool day, fun day. That was the day that I met you, the day that I met him, and I already knew Coffee, so... That was a good day. And
that's we all connected for sure.
Oh, hell yeah. It was dope. And that's what I like about Mailbox, because he is a very, just hip. He
definitely, he was cool. Like I said, you want to talk about good vibes and getting the job done, that was the perfect day to do that. So.
Yeah. Very dope soul, very hip. For his age, he knows what's up, and he's a good businessman, and he's very professional. So I'm just glad to be a part of his life and even be able to do something like this with you because of him. So
yeah, like I said, it's just connecting, networking. I mean, that's what LA's usually about. But it's finding genuine connections that'll bring us here. Those are the ones we're gonna stick on to at the end of the day.
Definitely. And fashion district things and just being in studios out there and working out there. It's been a blast.
It's a lot of work.
It is, right? Because sometimes it takes hours for those things. Like the ones we book were a few hours, right?
Yeah.
But for some shoots that I've been to, it takes maybe 6-5 hours just to,
it can be an all-day thing.
Yeah. So it takes work and time and patience and.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a job. Everyone wants to see the finishing product. That's what we all wait for. Just like movie releases, you want to see the finishing product, but you got to give respect to everyone that does the art and actually does it. Wakes up every day, and that's what they want to do.
Definitely. And it makes it easier just having good energy and good vibes and positivity around you, because I would definitely not have even want to work with anyone if it wasn't for that. You guys make it easy for me to work with y'all. Y'all are just positive and just good energy. So I love it.
That's what I do. So
yeah, but I mean,
what's the topic for today? What's up?
Speaking of having good energy, but in this case, our topic is about observed insecurities in dating and love relationships. So this is stuff that we've observed in our years of dating and being with individuals about insecurities, or just maybe we have observed with other couples. Who knows?
But, insecurities, Insecurities is the biggest. It can be the biggest downfall for a lot of relationships. I'm no love expert, but I'm gonna get into what I know. What I mean, what I've experienced. It's just like you meet someone and they don't feel that they can live up to your expectations before they even know what your expectations are. And it's kind of like, why set yourself back if just focus on formulating something rather than setting yourself back. And I think that's something like we can all relate to every day. And
especially like setting yourself up for failure, right? It seems like a lot of these people go into a new situation with a person and maybe they feel like, oh, I finally met a person that I feel like is good for me, but I don't feel like I'm good enough for them yet. Yeah. So like they come in with doubts already. They come in with like this wall up, like against themselves in a way. Like why go into a new situation with a new person and feel like you're not worthy of even have met that person? Like why go into that and set yourself up for failure pretty much? You know?
With relationships, we always talk about, focus on building the other person, but it's like you may meet someone, right? And then you're always trying to make them feel better about their day. You're trying to make them feel better about this. And then you kind of lose a little bit of yourself in them. But we should definitely work on us first and those insecurities so that when we do meet someone, we're just focusing on each other and, just living it out rather than, trying to account for things that you're holding on to from the past.
Right.
And that, I guess, baggage is what they call it.
Yes, all that baggage. Damn. That baggage is
that can hold you down, but that's the biggest thing is letting go. No one's saying it's easy because it's definitely not easy.
Yeah.
It's just things that we can definitely all work on, in general.
Yeah. And I've been in situations too where the baggage aspect, it really can take a toll on the new person. Not even the person who has the baggage. It could take a toll on the person that they're trying to get to know or the very brand new person in their life because they're new and they're like, okay, this is a brand new person, but you're toxic and you're going through a lot of stuff because you have this baggage that you're still holding on to. Yeah. But I'm a new person trying to get to know you, and I'm not trying to judge you, but I'm trying to get to know you without all this baggage involved. Yeah. But it's making it difficult and it's clouding my view of you because you have all this shit that's going on that has nothing to do with me whatsoever.
No, I feel like there's definitely different levels of baggage. Like just a personal story, I met someone and I met this girl and she was like, things are cool, usually when you meet someone, you get the number, you have them on Instagram, you have them on Snap, just the basics, right?
Yeah.
In 2020, dating.
Right.
Just the basics. And she was like, I added her and then a week later I tried sharing something and it was like, oh, you're blocked or whatever. And I was like, so I had to text her. I'm like, oh, I'm blocked. Or like, what's up with that? And she's like, oh, my ex-boyfriend still has my account password and he blocked you.
Oh, see,
and so I'm like,
change your password.
I'm like, so you're telling me I gotta worry about somebody else, and like you're not in control of your social media,
your
right?
situation, right?
And then I guess she ended up deactivating it or whatever, and I'm just kind of like, we wouldn't have to go through all that. So now I gotta not worry about it, but it's something else in the
You
life,
made me worry about it, and I wasn't even worried about it from jump. Now it's like, damn. Now this happened. Now it's like, do I have to worry? Now I have to worry.
Now you gotta worry. So, I don't know, somebody gonna pull up on you. I don't know how. People crazy. People crazy, but yeah, that's definitely something we gotta work on. If you're gonna go into something new, not carry those things with you,
right?
Just out of respect for the new person. You know
exactly. What I mean? Even in, I would say two of my relationships were like that. I dated someone for a good, few months. My ex. And, I liked her for who she was, and I know she really, liked me a lot and wanted to be with me because this was, a childhood crush. Like, she had a crush on me when I was with my first girlfriend, and I just didn't want to be with her at that point because she was too young, and I'm like, I don't think you understand my life right now. I'm out here working and paying bills and really doing the adult thing on my own, and you're living with your mom, and I just don't think you understand my situation. So I gave her a shot. Years went by, I gave her a shot, but did not know that she had a whole bunch of baggage when it came to other females. And a lot of these females, she was dating or, with or having relationships with, and it made me a little, not insecure. And I'm like, dang, I'm a very solid person, but you're making me insecure. You're making me very insecure in this situation because you didn't tell me you had all these little girls chasing after you.
Yeah, and you were already cautious about the situation.
Yeah,
So now it's another thing you gotta work on.
Right. So it made me a little damn, I have to question this situation. Now I'm insecure, and I should even feel insecure because I'm such a hell of a woman. I don't think I should ever be in a situation with anyone where they make me feel insecure, you know?
Bring you down with them.
Yeah, you know? And so with that situation, she was loving, she was kind. I did have a lot of love for her, but I had to leave the situation alone because the baggages from that and just more baggage and just more problems just kept coming. A lot of people from her past, she just couldn't not stop being around and just wanted to hang out with. And I used to be like, I just really don't like these people around you. They're not good to be around you. They're not a positive enforcement in your life. And you know how I am and you know how I get down. So I'm not going to sit up here and allow my girlfriend to even be okay with this. But you seem okay with it, so I'm going to have to just
now
go
you gotta
this
solve
way.
other people's problems.
Right. Right. So it hurt a lot, but it really it spiraled into a lot of insecurities, even for myself. I'm like, why am I even with this person? Like, why do I even feel like this? Why do I have to question every day? Like, why am I stressed out about this? I shouldn't be stressed out. I shouldn't even have to question. And
relationships are energy consuming, time consuming, financially consuming. And I think that's why a lot of people nowadays are single or, doing whatever they do. And it's just like, everybody wants a relationship ideally, but until we work on ourselves first, it's hard to really get into something new.
Yeah.
Just don't expect other people to solve your problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that'll save everybody a lot of trouble. Like just go about it, handle your stuff. Make sure if you need help, let the other person know. Don't just expect them to help you.
Yeah.
Communication. But yeah, as far as I guess other insecurity situations too is like physical. Oh. Everyone's it's, like I said, 2020 social media.
Ooh, and even more, right? Like people are all so fixated on their how they look, and if my dude or my girl wants a different person, I'm gonna change my entire look today, and I'm gonna change my look next week, and like this is some crazy stuff I see. This is crazy because it's like, why not be happy with yourself? Why are we changing our hair every week?
Because we're giving attention to one kind of look, or we're giving a lot of attention to one type of people or person or whatever it may be, rather than just embracing all lifestyles or all characters and different body shapes or sizes, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets intense. It's just like, I don't know.
On a physical
level. You can meet someone and you think, they seem confident, right? Everyone seems confident, or even if they don't, I mean, and then you really get to know them and you're like, oh, so it's not just this they're worried about, you're worried about this, and then, oh, snap, like, you could be into that point of just, I guess, interaction, you're revealing things, things get all sensual, romantic, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna have some sex, but I'm gonna keep my bra on, because I don't like the way my nipples look or whatever, and I got this mole right here. I was just like, all right, so we're getting to that point of just being really romantic and being sexual, but you're holding back because of something that you have an insecurity about,
right?
And that just definitely ruins the whole mood, and it's like
definitely
that impacts a lot of people nowadays.
Definitely, it just throws everything off. It's just like, if you even take it to that level, then why are you being insecure anyway? Like, this person clearly is having sex with you at this point, and now you're afraid to show certain parts of your body. Like, what is that? It's like, then why even have sex? Why even allow yourself to get butt naked in front of this person and go in for the kill? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And the crazy thing is, a lot of people they'll be insecure about it, they'll show their insecurities, but they expect you to make them feel better about it. And that's really what they're waiting for. They're really waiting for you to pick up on that and just be like, oh, well, he didn't make me feel better about my insecurities, so I don't want to talk to him. It's like, come on now, like you can't play that game now. Come on.
I kind of feel like those people are like energy suckers. They try to suck that energy from someone, where it's like they feel this low and they know they're this insecure, and they want to go around people to try to give them a boost in energy. Yeah. Oh, well, do I look good today? Oh, okay, thank you. I constantly need that in order to feel better about myself. And those are like energy suckers. Like,
and a lot of people, those energy suckers have been suffering. Quarantine right now.
Oh my God!
I gotta call people out.
No, for real though. Like, you start to understand. You have to be by yourself. You have to face yourself. You ain't got no one you could go around to, like, give you that energy or give you that satisfaction, check mark that you look good, or and it's like they live and they thrive off of that. They live off of other people. It's like going on to Instagram and looking at how many likes or comments you have, and that satisfies you. The more, the better, right?
It's all conditioning though too. Yeah, that's the whole point of those things. And some people let it affect them more than others. Other people don't. But at the end of the day, it's just like, everyone's different. But I think we need to acknowledge those type of people, and to recognize those type of people. So when you do, encounter them, whether you want to mess with them or not. And sometimes it's not even their fault. A lot of people, it's the people around those people. So they'll be like, oh yeah, if they don't do this for you, then they don't even be in your lives. So we let ourselves become really influenced by the people around us as well.
Definitely. You bring up a good point. I feel like luckily, I was one of those people who kind of just left home and just figured stuff out. You know, I was around a lot of different people, a lot of different energies. I've never had like a group or a clique of friends that, hey, like, you know, what we say goes and this is how it is, and oh yeah, you better do it this way, and like, oh, don't be around her, don't be around him because they're this way. I've never had anyone to dictate how I thought, so to speak. So I was always like a free bird and always just like, hey, how y'all doing? How's this group of people doing? How's that group? How's that group? And luckily it was like that for me, to where I'm not like, I would say like against any person, group, or whatever. And I feel like you're right. A lot of those people sometimes come from that background of being so used to listening to what other people say and doing that it's just kind of like, well, I don't care if you're not doing something for me. I just really don't want to be around you. And it's like, we shouldn't as humans think that way about each other, especially when it comes to dating or relationships. If anything, that should be the person you just want to love. And they want to love you, and you don't expect nothing from them in return. And I feel like a lot of people now, especially in 2020, when it comes to dating and when it comes to this cycle, it's like a vicious cycle of, well, what are you going to do for me? Oh, what are you good for? I'm not going to mess with you unless you drive a Mercedes or something. You know, like people are always
like
so.
You know what? It's the trend, and I feel like if we can't change the trend, then at least work on recognizing it. So that'll save you a lot of time and energy, because we could say, because there are a lot of people that, you know, they feel really strongly about the things that they're saying and how they're saying that other people should feel the same way, right?
Right.
So instead of focusing on trying to change that person too, because, you know, it's just a constant back and forth thing, we should definitely focusing on recognizing those type of people. That way we can go about our lives a lot better. A lot of the people that, you know, that we come in encounter with.
Definitely.
Saves a lot of time and energy, man. But
it really does. It really does. And another thing too I wanted to bring up too is about like, I know we've always felt this before, especially dating someone or even being in a relationship with someone, jealousy, you know, and you kind of feel, I think this is sparred, or it comes from, or it kind of plays into insecurity. Because when, I would say maybe they feel like they're not being included in certain things that they should be included in when it comes to really liking someone or dating someone or being around someone, all they want to do is be around that person, right?
Right.
So maybe it might spark a little jealousy, and that from that jealousy, a little insecurity as, well, I don't know if this person really likes me because they're not inviting me to anything. They're not.
Which is natural, which I think that is natural, and in that case, we should definitely try to, you know, compensate or, you know, remind the other person, like, this is about us, you know what I mean? Because, you know, at the end of the day, it is a natural instinct for people. You know, you can't deny the fact that you feel insecure about this or about that, but it's about recognizing and addressing it, and, you know, we respect each other a lot more as long as we don't show any ill-mannered, you know, intentions where, okay, you know, I've been talking to them just enough to, you know, get it in, and then now I can just do what I want to do from there.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know a lot of women, you know, suffer from that. I mean, and I don't know about guys, but I don't know again guys talking about that. I'll be honest with you, but I don't feel like a lot of guys feel like they got taken advantage of, unless it's like at the bar, you know, like things in those kind of settings. Like them guys will be like, hey man, it can't believe this happened to me. I'm like, dog, you let that happen to yourself, bro. Like straight up, you know what I mean? And we can't always see what's happening to us in the moment, but just like I said, just, you know, we're always gonna run into things like that. You just gotta do your best to recognize it,
right?
And just go on from there.
Right, and I kind of feel like the moments that I felt where someone might have been trying to get over on me or try to use me in a situation was where, like you just described, they felt like, oh, well, now that I've, you know, sexually did something with this person, now I could do whatever I want to do. And it's kind of like, no, now it's like you really have to try to get to know me now, because if I'm giving you like my temple and we know that we're exclusive and we know that we like each other, that means you got to work extra hard. Like just because we did something doesn't mean necessarily you just stop and anything goes. It means that, okay, you actually like me and I like you, so now what? What are we doing now? Yeah, and that's inevitable. The question is, what are we now? I know a lot of people think they can just bypass that question. Oh, 2-3 weeks went by, 4 months, a year, I don't care. Yeah. That question is going to come up no matter what. No matter what. And I've bugged certain people till I'm blue in the face, like, what are we doing? Because I'm like that. Like, okay, I'm not going to sit up here and just screw you. Like,
right.
you clearly obviously like me. I clearly obviously like you. We have feelings for each other. We vibe. We get along. Now what is it that we're doing? And those same people were kind of like, oh, I don't want to answer that yet. Like, what the fuck you mean you don't want to answer that yet? Like, we're going to figure this out right now, or I'm going to move the fuck on. Like,
it's that simple,
you know, like, that's how I am. So I get you.
Simple,
right.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but I kind of feel like, you know, when it comes to just deviating the whole insecure part, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be insecure about anyone that I have in my life, that I'm dating, that I have relationships with. So let's just keep it real. If you just want to, you know, screw, okay, then that's just what it will be. I'll just make sure that when I direct my attention towards you, that's all it's going to be about. Oh, if you want a relationship and you want like a partnership and you want a team and you want to build, then okay, then cool, thank you for letting me know that, you know, and I agree. It just all comes to communicating what you want, so it would alleviate a lot of these insecurities that we have.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's true, you know, a lot of people be like, I don't know what I want. That may be true, and that's fine. Like, you know, we don't always have a clear direction or decision of where we want it to go, but express that way that person can be like, all right, so since you don't know, we're not going to do this until you figure it out or until I figure it out.
Yes.
Just set standards, you know, boundaries. Like, that's the biggest thing, is recognizing it, you know, addressing it, you know, setting those standards, and that'll help us a lot, rather than, oh, you know, I tried telling them this, but I continue to give them what they want, but I didn't get what I want, so now I'm hurt. And then, you know, you obviously want people to feel bad for you and somebody to vent to. That's why we got friends. Like, you know, you need someone to talk to at the end of the day, but let's just try to avoid all that, because we all got enough going on.
Definitely. And I feel like a lot of these discussions should be had with that person, you know, if they're, and I know it puts certain people in a very awkward, maybe uncomfortable kind of situation when they have their crush talking to them about this type of stuff. But it's like, that is your crush. That is someone you just kissed the other day. That is someone that you're making love to or having sexual, intimate relations with. Why do you feel so shy to talk about certain feelings and emotions with this person? And even for me, I found where I'm like, I love this person so much, but I still feel so like reserved. Like, should I even say this to them? Should I even talk to them about this?
I think there's two things, like you said. Insecurities.
Where does it come from? Right,
it's either
exactly.
insecurities or trust.
Yeah.
Lack of trust. Like, we could trust someone having sex with them, but we don't trust letting them know, you know, how we really feel about the situation, which I think is really interesting.
That is very interesting.
Really
right?
interesting. I don't know why. I don't have an answer for that either, but you know, it's like, we want to see.
Why is it so easy to be like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, like, let's do this, but
because we talk about how we really feel with that person, it's like,
we now got to backtrack, and we skipped all these steps. We just want it now, you know.
Right.
That's the biggest dating problem in 2020. I mean,
2020 dating.
2020.
I completely agree with you. I've been through that before. I'm sure you've been through that before. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been through that as well. But this is the reason why we have these conversations, right? How do we make it better? How do we look at what we did before and say, okay, this is what we did then. How do we not do that now? And it's kind of hard because with everything going on with, you know, social media and how quick everything is moving, everybody wants that gratification now. They want the house now. They want the picket fence now. They want the wife now. They want the kids now. They want everything now. But I'm telling you guys this, you have time. Take your time. Like, and that's what I had to learn myself, how to just stop, halt my horses, and just take my time with anyone in my life, and not stress myself out so much and get insecure when it's like, you know what, this is a new person in my life or people in my life that I like. I'm just gonna sit back and just enjoy our times when we have our times and just let it be what it is. Because I used to be like that. I want it now, and I'm like, I'm stressing myself out, and I'm accruing even more insecurities by doing this because there's certain things that they're not giving me now that I want now, and I know it's not going to happen now, so I just need to just relax at this point, you know?
Yeah, I don't know why we are the way we are. I mean, I don't know if it's, like I said, back to the social media thing, if that, you know, people just looking at things and they're putting it out there more than we used to before. You know, before it's like, all right, we get to this level, now we're on this level. Like, it was more clear of the path that we were going to take.
Yeah.
And now it's out there. You want it, you can see it, you can whatever you're going with it. It's just like, whoa. Like, we skipped all these other steps. I already see what you look like half naked on your profile. Like,
but
you know, even guys too, guys be putting themselves out there too. So we got to figure out this new era.
And coming to body, coming and talking about the body image and stuff like that, like, a lot of the females too that I see on Instagram who, maybe do the bikini shoots, or they're very exposed with their body, their breasts and their butt, and they show a lot of their body to like the world, and like some of them do it because they want attention and they feel like maybe they're not getting attention. Some of them do it because they just like it. They just like to feel sexy or whatever. Right. Whatever it is, whatever floats their boat, they do it. Me personally, that's never been my style to be like fully exposed like that, unless it's my partner. Yeah. But I feel like when it comes to body image and insecurities, I just feel like most people just want to look good for their partner, or they just want to impress the person they're dating. Yeah. So they do certain things to make sure that person stays interested in them and how they look body wise. And I think on a positive note, they just kind of just want their partner to like them, Yeah, maybe that's what they think, and I'm not talking about the bikini models or just people who do certain things from a nude perspective, or just showing their but I'm talking about whatever it is that people do, small or little or small. Do your hair, do your makeup, the way you dress, the way you present yourself, whatever it is. I just feel like a lot of people just want acceptance from whoever it is that they like, and they really want to just impress them and just want to show them like, I like you, but I look good and presentable for you. And I feel like that can also start the insecurity as well, if they feel they're not fully being accepted by their partner. So they'll do this and change that. Like, I had a friend who would constantly just change hair, always new set of nails, always, I need to do this and do that, and I'm gonna buy this new outfit, like blowing all this money just to impress this new person that she was dating at the point. And I'm just like, this person's not even with you. Like,
acceptance is definitely a big thing. Everyone seeks that acceptance, especially now. You feel like you got to keep up. And like I said, the bikini models or whoever, like people try to find their market. Some people do it because they're really confident in their bodies. Some people do it because they really want that attention. Some people don't have enough confidence and they want more, so they have to get that.
Right.
Or but we should always appreciate all styles, all images, all whatever. But it's just like, at the end of the day, people are doing what they make them, what makes them happy. Some people do it to hustle. They're trying to get that money.
Right.
And that's another thing too. And we have a huge market where like, okay, we respect the hustle, we respect the confidence, we respect the whatever it may be. But everyone's doing what they got to do. I feel like at the end of the day, and just find your market or find what makes you happy. And just focus on that, and don't be worried about, I've been doing this for so long, but now they're doing that, but that gets more attention than what I've been doing.
Right.
Then that's where you really start to lose yourself.
Right. And fall into more insecurities, and it's going to make it harder for you to even be with anyone because you just don't know who you are. So I feel that as long as you know who you are, do it. By all means, go for it. Like, I've met in my day, there's been people who have been strippers, there's been people who have been escorts, there's people who have done so many different things in different professions, and I've met some of these people and they really know who they are, and they're like, I'm not going to allow this hustle to change me, and they're very comfortable with it, and they know what to do and how to work it, and they still come home and take care of their children and do the best that they can do and have a clear mind.
And they refuse to be shot down.
They're
not going to let somebody shoot them down because they've been doing it for like too long, and they're just like, this is what what I chose to do. Like, this ain't your life, this is my life. If you don't like it, hey, just get off the page. Turn the channel. I guess back in the day, turn the channel. So
and
it's so simple.
I love those kind of people who know their stuff, because when you go around them, their energy's still the same. They're still charismatic. They're still sweet and kind, and they know how to treat people. And you're like, all right, cool. Like, I don't judge anyone based off of what they do for a living. It's about how you treat me when I'm around you. It's about your character. It's about who you are. So it's like, as long as you know yourself, I'm okay with that. And as long as you treat other people kindly, I'm okay with that. Right. But it's those people, the other people, that might get into certain things in these industries and just completely lose their self and allow a lot of their insecurities to show and rub off on other people. And that is something I feel like those people can work better on. When it comes to that, if you're not ready for a relationship, you just want to be with someone and you're all messed up like that and you just don't know who you are, you just don't need to be with someone. Just get yourself together first and then do it. So
I feel like we should offer some solutions, you know? Like, because I do know a lot of people who need, like we said, who need other people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are very independent. They're like, I don't need anybody.
Yeah.
And so on. So it's just like, for those people who need other people, I mean, like, what's that solution, you know? And it's like, for me personally, you know, my whole dating thing, it's hard for me to get into something because, you know, everyone's like kind of taught to, well, I've been taught to be independent, you know, just work on yourself before you work on others. But that's not as easy for other people to say about themselves. Like,
right.
Other people are like, well, I've never had that. No one taught me how to work on myself. I've always had, you know, the attention from these other people. And like I said, for me, it's just, I don't feel comfortable getting into something until I have my stuff figured out.
Yeah.
And I've heard, on the contrary, some people are like, well, you don't have to have it all figured out. You can still start something, which is, like I said, it could be true, but whatever makes me feel comfortable. I just want to come to a certain level of, you know, my life. I have my stuff together, and I want to meet someone else who has theirs together.
Yeah.
Ideally, I mean, things don't always work out, you know, the way we wanted to.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm not going to settle for less or settle for, you know, what doesn't make me happy at the end of the day. So, you know,
yeah, you're right.
It's just like, it's just a matter of being consistent and, like I said, be independent, and once I'm there, I'll let you know, or whoever I come into, like, hey, like, I'm ready now, I'm ready for this, or that's what I want to do.
Right.
You know?
And I have a few friends that are like that. They're completely just like not ready, and they know that they're not ready to be in a exclusive relationship where you and that person do things together and build together, and you're always around that other person. You guys, you know, mingle in the same crowd with the same type of friends and mutual friends. They're not ready for that because they're so used to, like, growing up, you know, being around maybe a big family and never really truly able to, like, do things with theirself and by theirself and for theirself, because they always have their cousin or someone around or just someone there all the time. And I get it. Some people grow up in big families and households where it's like, I never had my own privacy. Yeah. I never had time to think for myself and figure out what I want to do, because I was always like running around with my cousin, and my cousin was like the dictator of that, or whatever, you know, it might be. And I get it. Some people are late bloomers when it comes to this, like, learning how to, like, sit with yourself and be independent and think your own thoughts and figure out who you are. Some people don't figure out who they are until they're like 40 or 30, you know, and that's just what it is. Yeah. But in order to mend this, it's like we have to somehow through this, hopefully, get the message. If you can, force yourself to figure out what you want in your life, what you want to do, who you are, what you stand for. You know, force yourself to figure out that type of stuff, no matter what atmosphere or environment you're in or whoever you're around, because at the end of the day, it's going to work better when you are dating someone, when you're in a relationship with someone. Yeah. It's going to be a lot more peaceful, if anything, less toxic. Yeah. You know? I know we've all been there.
I mean, sometimes you got to go through it to realize that, and that's the sad part, you know, people like, I don't know, it's just expectations. I feel a lot of people hold so high expectations of the other person, but if you just let it run its course and don't hold any expectations, obviously have some ground rules and standards, but don't set them too high, you know what I mean? Because then you'll just end up with a lot more disappointments at the end of the day, rather than letting it turn out the way it was going to turn out.
Yeah, because not everyone's perfect, you know? So don't set your expectations too high to where you're like, well, I expected this person to be like this in my head. They were supposed to be at this level, and then they come to find out they're like at this level, and you're like disappointed because you're just like, oh my God. Yeah. No one's perfect, you know? And as long as we understand that concept of we're all human, we're all trying, keep it real, communicate, be honest, and we won't have a lot of these insecurities, I feel like.
Yeah, that's where it begins. Communication, being honest, and just recognizing
being honest with yourself too at first. You know, be honest with yourself, and you know, when with your partner or someone you're dating, be honest with them too, even if it might seem embarrassing. You know, and that's kind of why I feel like I wear my heart on my sleeve, because when new people meet me and I kind of tell them about myself, it depends on the person if I want to feel comfortable enough to tell them about myself. Right. If they seem more so all about them, and they're just, oh, me, that puts me in a situation where I don't feel secure enough to open up to them, because they seem like a person who's all about their self. So if they make me feel like comfortable enough to open up to them, then I'll open up to them and really like just let them know, hey, this is all the stuff that's happened to me. Like, you either accept it or you don't, you know?
Yeah, try to be more of an open book. I mean, a lot of people don't feel comfortable, which I understand, but me personally, I just lay it all out. I'm like, hey, this is me. Either you can accept it or you don't, because I'm going to save myself a lot of time and you a lot of time right there.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, how could you just tell me this right away? I'm like, because if I told you this later on, you know, you'll see me in a different light maybe later on, so I try to just avoid all that.
Yes, and I've had a situation where someone that I trusted at first and I thought was like, you know, one of those people where I'm like, I trust you completely, you are a good person based off the jump of me meeting you, but then I started seeing like little flags that I didn't like. I'm like, why is their attitude like this? Why are they treating me like this? And they never told me anything until maybe like 10 months later. And I'm like, why are you telling me this now? Now it completely makes sense. And it changes the whole dynamic of how I think about you now, because you could have told me this right when we met. But they're like, for their case, they were like, I don't really feel comfortable telling anyone I just meet all about me yet. I have to really get to know you and trust that, you know, I can trust you with this information.
Which a lot of people will like.
I got that. And it hurt me though. It made me feel like insecure in a sense, because I felt like they really didn't like me enough to tell me everything from jump. I felt like, oh, they don't like me, why didn't they say this? But then I had to really take in what they said. Like, I don't know you yet enough to tell you this or that about me. I didn't feel comfortable yet, so now that I'm telling you, please don't judge me now about it, but this is what I was doing. I'm like, oh my God, that was a lot.
It's exhausting.
Damn, like, should I even talk to you still? Like, it really blew me back.
And then,
you know?
And then on the opposite, it's like you lay it all on the line at first. We could do that, right? They're like, I understand. Like, you know, I get it. That's who you are, right?
Yeah.
And then later on down the line, they're like, oh, well, I thought I could change you. And like, no, what do you mean? Like, I told you how I was. Yeah, and then they get disappointed, and it's like, oh, I feel like I let them down when I told you way back then this was who I am. This is what it is, you know? And that's another thing. That's how it could also turn, you know?
Yeah, both ways, right?
Exactly.
It's like, so as long as we are just true to who we are, and like, you know, like, I feel like the best way to do it for me is just to open up about it. Like, just, I feel like just getting all of that out right in the open first thing is the best way for me to handle it, because it lets them know, okay, this is what I'm dealing with from jump. I don't like to keep secrets from people that I meet and I know that I have a good connection with. I'm like, this is me. Hi, how you doing? You know, because it's like, either you're gonna like me or you're not, you know. And I don't want to be the person later down the line to tell you something about me and you should have knew like when we first met. But I get it. Some people are private that way. Some people, you know, are just like, you know, like, because
you don't want to feel like you betrayed that person. Like, or a person that, you know, you can relate. You don't want to feel like, oh, I didn't tell you at first, because then if I tell you later on, I feel like I betrayed you. In the sense that, you know, it's like, but if it doesn't make you feel comfortable, it doesn't make you feel comfortable. But at least tell them, I'll tell you later on. Because I met people too where I'll be trying to like get something out of them and they're like, I'm not ready to tell you. I'm like, all right, I respect that, but at least you told me that that there's more to come. That's another thing you got to acknowledge, is, like I said, that communication. Instead of just, oh, by the way, and then it's different. Like, oh, okay, so. So it's a lot easier transitioning into that. Yeah,
I completely agree with you. A lot of these insecurities, and that's what I'm saying, even me being, you know, someone of, you know, I'm pretty or whatever, people say I look good or whatever, like, I have my own insecurities too. I feel like I'm comfortable with myself body-wise. I've always been like 120 to 130 pounds. In high school and coming out of high school into college, I've always been around that weight. I only get around 120 or 115 when I feel like I'm stressing about something or whatever, or overthinking something constantly. It hasn't been like that recently, but it's been a while since I've actually dropped that weight. But I kind of feel like comfortable with my body. I feel comfortable with who I am. I'm at peace with who I am. I know that I'm not perfect. No one is perfect.
But you recognize it.
But I recognize
work
that.
on it, or, you know, you address it to yourself.
Right. As long as I and others, you know, as long as you address like, yo, okay, this is what I like about myself. Maybe I don't like my eye, or maybe I don't like my eyebrow or something. I don't know. Or maybe I don't like the way that I get mad so easily, or snap, or whatever it is. Like, as long as you know and you address it, that gives you grounds to start working on those things that you don't like.
Yeah.
And you know, also goes into like this body image, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plastic surgery. I mean, I personally would never date someone who has that, simply because I just don't like anything that's not real.
Right.
I like real.
Right.
I like
personally,
real.
As a guy, I like real.
Yeah.
Some guys don't care, which is fine, you know, but.
Right. But I'm not knocking. If it makes you feel better and you're like, you know what, I just don't like the way my face is shaped, I'm going to go get surgery and get my nose fixed, cool. If it makes you feel good about yourself, then by all means, do what you do. But me personally, even if there's a flaw on me, I'm not going to go out and change it through plastic surgery. I'm just going to like, okay, accept it, and that's it. And it just makes me who I am. That's just how I am. Like, I don't give a shit. Like,
and you know, if you like something, you don't like something, you know, everyone handles their situation differently.
Yeah.
And that's like, you know, if people feel like they're underweight and they want to gain more weight, go gain more weight. Look into ways of how, if you're overweight, you want to lose some weight, look into ways to lose some weight.
Yeah.
It's just that simple, you know, and like no one's out here. Don't think everyone's out to get you, you know. We're like, oh, I gotta, you know, do this for that. No one's out to get you. You gotta be real with yourself first. You have to address what you really want. You know, I know people who are like really skinny and then I don't know what they go through and they're like, I want to be a bodybuilder now. You're like, oh dang, like that's what you want to do. I respect it, but at least you know you putting it out there. Like that's what I want to do.
Yep.
And it's, you know, like do the whole body thing. You want to get plastic surgery? Some people, you know, they get plastic surgery, but they're like, nah, I want to be the plastic surgery, you know, queen or king.
Right.
Like, I'm the plastic surgery. You can't question what I'm doing. And they embrace that. Like, that's cool. I mean, that's their life, you know?
Yeah, and they, like you said, the word embrace, they actually embrace that, and they're happy. You go around them, they're, you know, they're sweet, kind, they treat you with respect. You know, someone maybe you would want to date, someone you might want to be in a relationship with one day. And you're just like, you know, I see past all the plastic surgery because you have a dope soul, because you're completely content and completely happy with yourself at this point in life. Like, you know, I mean, it just depends on people's preferences.
Yeah, you got to respect the happiness.
Yeah.
Because you can't expect other people to make you feel better about, you know, your insecurities. Just embrace what you got, you know, be happy about it, and then other people will be happy for you. But if you're not happy with what you have, and then you think other people are going to come and make you feel happy about what you got, that's what you don't want to do. I feel like that's a no-no. Like
that is a no-no.
Don't expect people to make you feel better.
Right, you got to do that for yourself. That's your own personal homework you got to do for yourself every day that you wake up. Exactly. Like if you don't like something about yourself, what are you going to do tomorrow when you wake up to make it better for yourself? Or are you just going to sit up here and complain about yourself and then seek validation from other people? And that's not a long-term Band-Aid. It's you just putting a short-term Band-Aid on it, you know.
And be sad when you don't get that validation, and you did all this work because you thought you were going to get that. Like that's and it's just a vicious cycle. And we already know how that goes.
Self-destruction, you know.
Yeah.
So with these insecurities and these dating situations we've been through, everyone's been through, and even relationships. Just do your best to just know who you are at the end of the day. And I know it's easy for us as humans, when you're in love or you love someone, to lose yourself with loving someone, but continue to do the things that you love to do, even if it's taking a day to yourself without your partner or without being around this person. Just do the things that you love to do to remember who you are, and just spend time with yourself so that you don't lose yourself in these relationships, so that you're not over exerting yourself when it comes to being or pleasing another human being. Because at the end of the day, they have to please themselves first.
Right.
And you have to please yourself first. So if you feel like you're losing yourself constantly every time you're dating someone or every time you're with someone, you have to ask yourself, why do you feel that way? Why are you unhappy? Why do you feel like you're losing yourself?
Yeah, address those feelings.
Address that, you know. The better we address who we are internally and with these problems, the better we address that ourselves, the healthier the relationship will be, and the less insecure we will all be in relationship.
Yeah, insecurities.
Insecurities. Man, and it can kill a lot. You know, even without dating and relations, even just with family and friends. You know, there might be a friend that's just hating on you.
Yeah.
You're just like, why the hell are you hating on me? I thought you were my friend. I thought we were in this together. I thought we were a team. I thought, you know, we were buddies. Like, what the hell is this? So it could be even insecurities with that, you know?
Yeah, my friends too, like, well, my friends know I'm very upfront too. Like, it's, if I'm upfront in a relationship, I'll be upfront with my friends. Like, if they're slacking, like, if I don't hear from you in like a couple of months, I'm like, bro, like, what happened? Like, what's up?
Right.
And they're like, oh, I've just been busy with that. Like, all right, cool. I'll give some time.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, yo, where you at? Like, what's going on? Like, are you good? Like, at least let me know that you're good, because, as a friend, it's like, not my job responsibility, but I feel like, you should let me know.
Right.
And if you slacking, I'm going to let you know. Like, bro, I ain't heard from you, you know what I mean? So if you was going through something, don't expect me to have known or, to come through.
Yeah.
If I gave you chances to let me know and I told you about it.
Yeah.
So
I feel like a lot of these insecurities, they come from a place of caring. I feel like a lot of us care. We want to care. We want to feel. So when it's like in a situation with your friend, you're like, I care about you, bro. Where have you been? What's going on? And I'm feeling some type of way, like, what's going on with my friend? I got to check up on him. Mm-hmm. It's like an insecurity because it's like, are we good? Like, are we good? Like, what's going on? But, okay, you check on me. Okay, you have your life. I understand. I get it now, It's just because it comes from a place of caring, Exactly. Like, our heart is just like, I want to please you. I want to be there for you. I want to do good for you. I just want to be a part of your life.
Right.
Are you a part of mine?
Right.
Are we good? Are we still here? I think it comes from that place,
Yeah.
So, especially with friendships, too. I have friends, I don't hear from them in months. And then I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And all of a sudden, out the clear blue sky, I get a phone call. And it's the same vibe. Great. I'm like, cool. As long as it's the same vibe it was 2 months ago, we're good. But if I get a phone call and the vibe seems weird, something seems off, that I want to know what's going on. Like, are you okay? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, because if something is happening, and then you end up blaming yourself. So a lot of people have stories. They blame themselves for the rest of their lives because, we were just afraid to tell someone else something.
Yeah.
And that's something we have to not be afraid of. I mean, that's the point of being friends. That's that title. That's the point of being boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wifey.
Yeah, you can't be afraid to tell them anything, even if it's like off the wall. You're like, where the hell did that come from? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Telling the damn truth. All right.
Yeah, if you don't want to mess with somebody, let them know. If you're like, it was cool, but we ain't friends no more.
Right. There's days where there's days I like my girlfriend. There's days I don't like my girlfriend, and she knows the days I don't like her because I don't like you today. Mm-hmm. So she knows. Like it's those situations where it's like we just got to be real with ourselves and real with the other person.
So like I was saying earlier, my personal experience as far as being with a woman and we're to that point of like having sex or whatever, and they're still like, I'm gonna keep my bra, I don't want to show this and that. Mm-hmm. Personally, I'm just like, I don't care about all that. I feel a lot better about doing this with you if you were just being confident and just letting it out. You know what I mean? Because then we can definitely indulge in each other more rather than, so not only am I here, but I have to still account for these other things about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because personally, I mean, guys, we just get right in there. It's just like, we didn't even notice that mole that you had right there. We didn't even notice that, it wasn't the same. Like,
got it.
And a lot of guys don't care. A lot of my homies, we don't care if, I'm not going to say we, but, some of them are like, if she got fake this and that, I don't care. I'm still doing my thing and I'm still going to talk to her, whatever.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm just like, my wifey, I prefer natural, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody's like, I don't care. I'll get married to a girl that has everything fake, and that's what they want, which is fine.
Yeah.
And if that makes you feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
But acknowledging what you want just will save everyone a lot of time. But I'm going to let ladies know, most of the time dudes don't care. They're just like, if they accept you for who you are and it's not ill-mannered, and they tell you what it is, and that's what it is.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I'm like you when it comes to like me claiming someone for me and someone I feel completely comfortable with. I feel completely comfortable with someone who's natural, simply because I know they're completely comfortable with who they are in their skin, and they accepted who they are, and they're not really changing their self much. And I just see myself standing next to someone like that. I just see myself with someone who's as natural as me, and they're comfortable like how I am, and they don't have to really tamper with much. That turns me on. Right. And there are people that are like, I don't care. I'm not looking for if they have, plastic surgery or they're fake or fake boobs or whatever. I don't care. I'm just, as long as they treat me right, I'm okay. I don't care if they have fake hair. I don't care. And that's cool. I completely understand that. Mm-hmm. But just for me and how I am and what makes me comfortable, it's just something about someone who's just naturally in their own skin and just comfortable with it that just turns me on.
Yeah, no, definitely same. If you have, you know, like, oh, I got a small this, and like you're like, but this is what I like, you know, I'm embracing it.
Yeah.
That attracts me a lot more than if you were holding back, like, oh, I'm scared, I got, you know, I don't have enough of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what are we doing here? You know, we having therapy sessions, or like, what's going on? Like, there's a lot going on, but if you're like, yeah, this is what I got, you know, this is who I am.
Right. No matter how big or small, you know, I got a little small little chest. You know what I'm saying? My little chest, but I got some, you know, legs, you know what I'm saying? And I embrace it, you know? I don't care about having a small chest. I think it's cute. It matches me, you know? I wouldn't look right for me if I had a big ass chest. Like, it would just be like, ew. It just wouldn't match me. And so I'm okay with whatever it is, you know?
Exactly.
I'm okay with me, and you're right. I'll be like, okay, like, you know, the little flirtatious thing with my partner, like, yeah, you know, you got it, this and that, this is my little chest, and she'd be like, oh, you know, it's okay.
Make it playful.
I love it, you know, and they love it too, but it's like, some people don't like that, and if...
Yeah, people don't feel comfortable being playful and making fun out of their insecurities.
Yeah. I'll laugh at myself. I'll be like, you know what, this ain't it.
Yeah, I'll be like, man.
It's it enough. You clearly like it, so it's it.
Yeah,
like
this is it. It doesn't get any better. Hopefully, it don't get any worse. Maybe over time, you know.
Right.
This is all we got right now, so we got to work with what we have.
Right.
You know,
you love me or you don't. Like it's pretty much here, the mind. You know.
Yeah, it's all in the mind. Yeah.
Mind, and you know, I feel like just the way you feel around someone overall. You know, don't care about physical. How you make me feel and how I make you feel, if that's strong enough, then it doesn't matter if I get sick and maybe gain weight from getting sick, you still gonna love me. And some people will literally leave their partner because they gained weight or had some type of traumatic experience where their body image completely did a whole 360, and now they're not attracted to them no more, and they're not trying to be with them no more just because of that. But they know deep down in their heart that they still love them and they care about them. They're just like, oh, I just can't mess with you no more because I'm gonna go over here and mess with someone else because they look better than you. They kind of look like how you used to look, but I still love you though. You know, it's stuff like that. Like, isn't that messed up? Like, if you really love me, yo, you would be with me through everything, you know? So
that's the ideal.
And I see why a lot of people change their stuff. They change, oh shit, I can't gain weight, I can't do this, I can't do that, because in fear of losing that person that they know that loves them, they love them. It's like, oh, you don't really love me then, but I have to feel like I have to change something about myself physically.
Yeah, or at least, I would say at least maybe work on it together. If you're, let's say, you know, a dude gains weight and his girl's like, you getting fat or whatever, you know, his girl's like, you gaining some weight. Take note of that, and you have two options: either A, you know, take into consideration what she just told you, and get out there and hit the gym.
Yeah, you have options.
Or B, just be like, I don't care, you know, and stick to yourself.
Right.
But then later on, you know, that's an issue you're gonna have to address. But you gotta be honest at the end of the day.
You do, and I kudos to the women and the men who do things body-wise, whether it's working out or plastic surgery or whatever it is that you do. Kudos to you guys that do it strictly for you and your own health and your own benefit, and just it's something that makes you feel good about yourself. You know, if that's what you want to do for yourself, kudos. Like, I give it to you. But never allow your insecurities to ooze out onto anyone else. Never allow your insecurities to affect anyone else in a negative way. Deal with your insecurities head on, you know, before you want to exert your energy on other people and get to know other people, because if you're not completely confident with yourself, people are going to pick up on that.
Oh yeah.
People are going to pick up on that energy, and they're going to be like, I don't want to be around that person. Like, they're weird, or, you know, they're just off. Something's wrong with them, you know? Yeah. So just completely just be comfortable with who you are, whatever it is that you like to do. Be comfortable with who you are before stepping out into this world and trying to connect with other people and build relationships with them.
Self-love.
You know? Self-love is number one. Yeah. And not self-love like, oh, I'm a cocky asshole. No. Like, self-love, like genuine love for yourself, you know? Like, it's one thing to
I mean, if you are cocky, don't disregard everyone else, you know? Don't be like, I'm cocky, F y'all. You know, it's all attitude, positive vibes. Like, go ahead and be cocky, but don't put down the people that you don't think live up to your personal standard.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do what you gotta do, because everyone's different. Everyone's different. Yeah, some people like that whole cocky image. Some people don't. They're like, oh, I like the little shy person over here, or this person's a little petite over here. Like, everyone likes what they would like. Just don't put somebody else down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just do you, and appreciate everyone for their individual, the individual beauty that they come with, and that they are who they are. Appreciate everyone for who they are. do you, and just keep it G with yourself. Just keep it G. That's 100. Like, that's 100 right there. You keep it to you. Like, if I'm like, I don't like my face tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, all right, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna sit up here and cry about it, or am I gonna change it? You know, so whatever it is, just do it and just be happy with yourself, because insecurities are pain sore when it comes to dating and relationships. You don't want to bring those insecurities into that, and especially you don't want to exert that on someone else. Someone who's new, and maybe they don't even have baggage, they don't even have insecurities. They're just like, I'm just waiting for a partner, someone to love me, and I'm good, I have my stuff together. So you don't want to bring that to them. You know, they're peaceful, they're kind, they're loving, they're giving, they're generous. Why would you want to bring all this to them? You know, because you're not completely, you know, in control of your life and control of yourself. You know, just gain some ground, and I think the insecurities.
Put it together. If you, know, if you don't have it together, don't expect other people to get it together for you, because that's the biggest thing.
Matters of the heart right here, right? Matters of the heart. You know?
Let's keep it 100.
Wrapping up, you know? But yeah, I mean, I feel like this was a good discussion about insecurities, about just people in general, bringing things into relationships, dating.
Just bring it into light.
Yeah.
Because it's not spoken of, I feel like, enough nowadays.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe not even at home for some people.
Yeah. We should never feel insecure with our partners, ever. And if you are with someone who does make you feel insecure about yourself, maybe you should rethink who you're with. And also, if you're a confident person and you're like, I know I like myself, and you're with someone who makes you feel insecure, maybe you should reevaluate, communicate with them, and figure out what's going on, so you guys can come to like a common ground and, you know, move on with what you guys should do next, because no one deserves to be in a relationship where you guys are knocking each other down constantly, you know? So whatever it might be that is causing the insecurity, just learn how to just communicate and deal with it in a cool, calm, collected way, and come to a common ground and an understanding as to what needs to happen next in order for you guys both to feel better. So no one deserves to be in an insecure relationship, or, you know, because I felt like sometimes I was in relationships where it's like, I know I look great. I'm feeling great. I love myself. Why don't they ever compliment me? Why, you know, why am I feeling like they're hating on me? Or, you know, whatever it is. Like, so as long
because they're not loving themselves, and they feel like, you know, you're overriding that, or oftentimes we think we're comparing ourselves to a lot. Yeah. And that's like one thing that can bring people down, is you compare, and that's something you don't want to do. It's just like, we're going to be on this level. If you're lacking, I'm going to pick you up, you know, or we're going to meet each other here.
Right.
And then that makes it better for everyone at the end of the day.
Definitely. Like, just embrace yourself. Embrace yourself with who you are and roll with it. Don't compare. Don't allow anyone else and what they're doing, good or bad, or what you're doing, good or bad, to dictate how you feel about yourself. Just know, this is who I am. This is what I come with. You are what you are, and this is what you come with. And if we like each other, let's bring our magical beauty and our creativity and our loving and our kindness together, and let's just be around each other. You know, that's how it should be. It shouldn't be like, oh, well, you have something I got, and you have something I want, and, you know, I'm jealous or a little envious of you because even though I like you and we're dating and all, but like, I wish I had that. And it's not even about that. They're good at that. Let them be good at that. And then you be good at whatever it is that you're good at. And bring that together, you know? Bring that energy together and just appreciate each other for that, you know?
Yeah.
But,
I agree.
Yeah. So,
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing.
Yeah.
I'm here to agree with you. I'm not, you know?
But, you know, this is another episode.
Yeah.
Love language. All right. And I'm going to give you one of my incense packs as well. So it's free sample. I sell them for $5 per 12. So I'm going to give you a sample for my appreciation to you for being a part of my podcast. I really do appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
It promotes health and wellness and just being at peace and everything. When I grew up with my dad, and he used to burn them, and I love candles myself, and I love incense, and I love anything that's calm and relaxing. So I'm going to give you one of those as well.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you for being a part of this. I really do appreciate it.
Appreciate being here.
The Soul Bloom.
Thanks for the support, everyone out there watching. My first podcast, by the way, so, you know.
You did great, right? You did great. You hear me? I did great.
Thank you.
And we met again with Millbox, and he's a model as well. And He also goes to school. He's very smart, very intelligent, young man.
I'm getting there. It's a learning process. That's why we're here today.
Yeah.
So
again, it's
thank you.
At SOLBLOM _ and
at C00PSTER Coopster. Add me on Instagram. Thank you guys for the love and support, and thank you for allowing me to be here today.
Thank you. No, thank you for coming and just wanting to be a part of whatever it is that I have going on. It's been a journey, because a lot of these thoughts have been swirling in my head for years before I even put anything into play and actually sat down and put it all together and put it in order. But hey,
it's coming together.
It's coming together. That's
you're taking that step. A lot of people don't take nowadays.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We need this for sure.
We do. It's a platform for people to come on to, and that's why I wanted to do it with different people, because everyone has something to say from all different backgrounds, all different everything. And I wanted it to be that for people to speak about the heart, matters of the heart, anything that has to do with feelings and emotions, and just getting to the bottom of stuff, and just better ways to cope with things like that. So I appreciate you, man. I really do.
Thank you. That's good.
Thanks for tuning in to Love Language. Until next time.
We are out.
All right.